Do you love drama as much as I do? Plot shifts and heart-pounding turns will keep you enthralled in the new book, Soiled Sheets by Phoenix Ash. Dana and Marshall are drawn to each other, but their flame has a tendency to burn and splinter all that once mattered, quite possibly even each other. Will they make it through the debris or become part of the ruins? Find out when you purchase your copy of Soiled Sheets by Phoenix Ash, now available via Amazon Books and all Kindle devices, and it's free with Kindle Unlimited.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's go. Where Brooklyn at? Where Brooklyn at? Where Brooklyn at?
Well, actually, I live in Delaware now, so does that make me a Delawarean?
Keep singing, girl.
You know, Beyonce is my friend in my head. Jay my people sometimes, too.
Yeah. I mean, like, be true, man.
You know, when I was a kid, I had an imaginary enemy. Like, does that make me crazy?
Life as P, presented by Say What Radio.
Hello, this is Life as P. I'm your host, Phoenix Ash, and I thank you for joining me. If this is your first time, I appreciate you giving me a try for whatever social media platform you found me on. If you're a repeat listener, I love you. Thank you so much for giving me your ear and giving me your time. Okay, so let's get into it. What has been the theme over the past week or over the past few days through whatever's happening in my life? There's so much happening in my life. A lot of newness. It's definitely spring in my house. A lot of new opportunities for both my husband and I. And we are delighted to take part in them and able to share our blessings with other people. And a lot of times when I receive a blessing, I like to pay it forward. So somebody else is not expecting something of me, but I do something because I want them to receive the goodness that I have been overflowed with. And I know for some of you, maybe this is too spiritual for you, but hopefully not, because I truly believe in blessings and I truly believe in doing the work and letting those blessings know where to find you. And I was talking to a girlfriend of mine the other day, and it was actually relevant for a conversation I had the next day to offer that same piece of revelation to another girlfriend of mine. And the revelation was, what I'm finding is that your blessing is specific. When you look back on the things that you received in life that were blessings, that elevated your life, elevated your joy, fulfilled your heart, gave you all your desires in that time. When you look back over those things, there are some details that came with that blessing that, if you pay attention, shows that that blessing was for you. You were in the details. The way that it came around, you needed it in that specific way. Sometimes it's not even the specific way that we know we need. But once we look at the details, whether it be you found the love of your life and you went through certain situations with that person, and it's the details about that person that you can't even imagine somebody else would have been able to handle that thing, or somebody else might have been able to get you through that thing because it was a specific detail to that person's life, a specific detail in that person's character that was the right person at the right time. And that thing, that situation was only handled because you had those specific details present. And when I look at there was a time that I was looking for a job and I was working as a contractor with a particular company. And I, was looking for all these permanent positions, and I would just get dismissed, like just dispositioned out of the application process without receiving an interview. And I believe I interview well. Most jobs that I've gotten, is because I went on the interview and I was offered the job either the day of or a few days after. I've never really had a hard time getting a job once I had an interview. So sometimes when you're not getting the callbacks for the interviews and people are dismissing you very quickly, you're like, oh my God, maybe my resume isn't what it is. Maybe I need to go jazz it up. And I'm not saying that is not the case for you. However, if it's been working for you all these years, really people still get hired with the same format resume that we've known all these years. Trust me, they do. But you start to doubt yourself and you start to doubt what you are equipped with. You start to doubt your work. You start to doubt what it is that you put forward, and you start to look for the blessing in places that is not necessarily meant for you to be. Because a lot of times when we're looking for change, particularly, and I'm going to harp on the work situation because that's the situation that comes to mind, but it could be a relationship. It could be dealing with your family. It could be a marriage or your children or whatever. But a lot of times when we're looking for this great thing to change our lives is because we're running from something else. We're tired of the situation that we're in, or we're fed up with the situation that we're in, and we're looking for something to rescue us. And it's not necessarily the rescue that's coming. It's you that's putting in the work. You rescue yourself, and then the blessing will open up to you. But when we're looking to run away from a situation, sometimes the thing that kind of sort of looks like the blessing is the thing that we think we want. For instance, if I want to be, I don't know, my next step in life is to do commercials. And I'm just throwing this out there. I don't think I want to do commercials. I mean, if you want to hire me to do a commercial, I'm definitely open to the idea. But anyhow, let's say that's my next step in life. But somebody offers me something to work with someone in a repetitive manner that it's kind of like it, but not really. It has a couple of the elements. And I'm torn in terms of making a decision. Maybe this thing requires me to relocate. And, I've met the people that I'm going to work with, and something has me torn. Something has me confused. Something has me uneasy. I am very unsure. There is a but somewhere. There's a block somewhere. And I find that oftentimes when you feel like that, it's because that's not necessarily your thing. It's not necessarily the thing for you. It kind of looks like it, but it's not that. And I believe those situations show up in your life to show you that what it is that you want is not impossible. I'm going to say that again. Situations that kind of sort of look like the thing you want show up in your life to let you know that what you want is not impossible. I believe those things are the flags to tell you keep putting it out there and get more specific. Keep putting the details out there. What would be ideal for you? This is what I want. This is how I would love to have it. And put those details out there. Make it plain. Say it out loud. Say it to your friends. Say it to your confidants. The people that you trust, the people that you have these conversations with. Don't skim over what it is that you want. Put it out there. Make it plain. This is what I want. This is what would be ideal for me. And I truly believe that if you just stay persistent, consistent, continue to put the work in, continue to be diligent, continue to show up at your best. Don't get tired and start doing things half-assed and start ruining your reputation because you're tired and fed up. Because I feel like we do that easily. We start putting in half the effort. We're so tired and fed up. But, what if we're stuck in this situation for a little while longer? Usually the fact that you're tired and fed up and you stop putting in all that effort, that's usually what gets you stuck in that position. Because now nobody's referring you. Nobody's saying, I want to put my name behind you, because you have an attitude. You're not doing as well as you used to do. And you can't figure out why you can't get out this rut, but you're perpetuating the rut. So continue to show up at your best, continue to move forward, and continue to put the specifics of what you want out there. And don't just grab at the first thing that swings your way. Don't just grab at anything that kind of sort of looks like this is not really what I want. I don't really want to work for another person that's going to be cold and put me down. I don't really want to, but this is kind of sort of the path that I wanted to take. This kind of looks like it. No, hold on. That thing is to show you that that thing can be and it can come. Hold on though, because I don't want you to get your dream convoluted. I don't want you to muddy your own waters. I don't want you to take this thing that kind of sort of looks like it, get in this funky situation and then feel like, well, maybe my whole dream is a waste. Maybe my whole thing is not working for me. Maybe I need to go in a totally different direction because you kept grabbing at straws that were not meant for you. It was not your turn to pull your straw. And you were grabbing anyway. And you got in a situation that wasn't ideal. It wasn't what you were looking, but you were just looking for an out. You were looking for escape. Well, guess what? You got what you were looking for. If all you were looking for was an escape and a way out, then you got that. But if you're looking for the thing that is aligned with your path and aligned with your passion, aligned with your goal, then you need to hold on a second. You need to evaluate it and you need to see how you feel about it. If you are unsure, uneasy, if there's a block, if there's something telling you, I don't think this is right, go with that. If you don't think it's right, it probably isn't. Make the connection. I think I was telling you guys, I don't know if it was last week or the week before, because the days just blend together for me. But I was telling you about the woman that I was not going to query because of her name. And I spoke to her and oh my God, we just connected. I'm telling you to this day, right now, if she calls me and says, hey, I want to partner with you, I want to go into business with you, I am a definite yes. Now, on the other side, there was a woman who I considered going into business with. And for her, she was like, I want to offer you a contract and all this stuff. And we were good. And we clicked through conversation through text. I had never physically spoken to her. And I was getting ready to jump in the water. I'm not even going to lie, guys. I was going to jump in the water because I needed a way out because I was tired and I needed a helping hand. I needed a partner. I needed something. And I was getting ready to just boom. And it was the first opportunity that came my way of this sort. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to go do it. But something told me to ask someone else's opinion. Now, listen, I know some of my friends and family listen to this podcast. If you know me, if I am busy asking opinions, it's probably not for me. It's probably when it comes to like a business decision, if it comes to spending money, sometimes I just feel guilty that I'm spending it. But if it's a business decision and I'm busy asking this person, that person, even just one time for a cover of a book, for Soiled Sheets, matter of fact, there was 2 covers that someone presented to me and I was like, I kind of wasn't feeling either one of them. But I started asking everybody's opinion. What you think? This. And I think I told you guys, my aunt said to me, she's like, why? It's your book. Why are you asking me what you want on the cover of your book? It's not like, I'm not going to read it anyway, right? And I was like, yeah. And so I bucked up and swallowed my pride and was like, swallowed my fear rather, and went back to the artist and was like, this is not working for me, please. And, they were a little offended, but they gave me something else. And what they gave me, I was in love with. I was like, oh, beautiful. I love it. I would read this because I think it's so beautiful. And so I was like, I want this. And when that happened, I didn't have to ask anybody's opinion. Now, I'm sure there's somebody out there who'd be like, oh, well, you need a different cover if you're trying to attract a different crowd, or if you want me to read it, And you know what? That's my cross to bear. I'm going to have to slow grind if you think that, a different cover would, and maybe one day down the line, when I'm in a different situation, I may change it and go for something else. And that thing will be right for me for then. But for in that moment, I was sure I was right and I went with that. And there are people who reach out to me who have read the book who say, I love the cover. It's so beautiful. It doesn't have a bunch of faces. It's not gaudy. It's not anything like that. And I'm not saying this to toot my own flute. I'm just saying that I knew it was right for me. I was in that moment and I knew it was right for me. I didn't have to ask 45 people what they thought. It was right for me. Same thing with this woman that I'm waiting to hear back from because I am like, she's right for me. If she agrees on her side of things to go into business, she's right for me. I don't have to ask anybody's opinion. I may tell someone that I think I found my person, but I don't have to ask, well, what you think it is or what you think is the result of this. I don't have to ask that. I know that she's right for me. Whereas the other woman, I was kind of like, something has me seeking counsel from somebody else. I need to seek counsel on this. I need to talk to somebody. And then the time that it took me to put out some feelers and get what people's opinions are, I was seeing some social media posts from this person. And I was just like, wait a second, these social media posts, some of these aren't as professional as I would like them to be. Now, we all on social media and it's your personal profile and so forth. And so there's things that you're going to share that are personal, but there was like some, out of character language that wasn't in line with who I am. Not to say she's wrong for putting it out there, because that's who she is, but she was wrong for me. That was not the business partner for me. That is not what I needed to represent me. So that wasn't in line with what I needed. Just like somebody can look at my profile and look at the things that I share and say, you know what, she's not equipped, she's not at this, whatever. Maybe I'm not the business partner for them, which is why I harp on the fact that this person that I want to do business with, I feel is the right person for me. However, she needs to agree that I am the right person to do business for her, because she has her own standards and she has her own boundaries. She has her own things to measure me up to figure out if I am in line with what her goals are, what her business plans are. So when I think about blessings, like I said, and if she decided that we weren't going to do business together, right? That situation just shows me that what it is I'm looking for in a business partner in that particular role in my life is possible. It's possible. And it doesn't mean that because this situation didn't flesh out the way I wanted to, there's not one coming right behind it. It doesn't mean that. So often we go for jobs and we're like, this is kind of in the field of what I'm looking at. It's not really, there's a lot of inconveniences in this thing. And I'm just not sure, but I'm going to take it because I said I wanted this. I don't necessarily think that's the right approach, because what you're doing is saying, like, this is my only opportunity. It's either now or never. It's this or that. And I don't believe that. I believe what's for you is for you. And I believe that you will see many things that resemble the blessing, but aren't necessarily the blessing. I mean, when you look at relationships, you have the relationship that started out great and it's like, this is what I want, and then it went left. It's not to say that you didn't know what you want in your life. It's to say that it kind of sort of looked like it, but it wasn't. So maybe you jumped in the relationship too quickly. Maybe if you had taken your time, given it 3 to 6 months, maybe the true character of the person you was dealing with would have revealed themselves. And then you would know that it started off to kind of look like what I wanted, but it wasn't necessarily the blessing. It was just letting me know that what I want is possible. And if I give it time, it will come. When you receive it, you will know that it is yours. I definitely believe that. You will know that it's yours. And sometimes we doubt that. We make up I'm not sure, because it feels too good. I remember when my cousin was dating this guy, and I swear he knew like right away that he was in love, and he was, looking at her with googly eyes. He came to our family house, and he came for the holidays, and he was talking about her, and you could see him physically stop himself from saying he loved her, because he was like, it was soon into the relationship, and he just didn't want to rush anything on his end. He didn't want to rush anything on her end, and but you could see it all over him. You could see it all over both of them, that they were just in love. You could see it head to toe. It's like, you know what? They're going to be married. Whatever. You could see it. It was just all in it. But they were like physically making up I'm not sure. Because it felt too right. It felt too good. And we trick ourselves into believing that when it feels that good, that there's something wrong. There's something wrong. When we're that sure, there's something wrong. It's okay to be sure. It's okay for it to feel that good. Because my cousin is married to this man right now. She is married, and they love each other so much, and I love their love. They love each other so much, and I'll never forget talking with him and watching him stop himself from saying how much he loved her, because he just couldn't understand why he felt the way he felt. And it was because all her details were the details that he needed, and all his details were the details that she needed. It wasn't just, it feels good, we have great sex, and I love what he looks like, I love what she looks like, kind of says the right things or whatever. It was the details and the characters. It was like they were so specific to each other that there was no doubt that this person was designed for me. I mean, can you really understand that your blessing is specifically designed for you? And that is why all the details that are going to come with it, you will find are the details that are necessary for you. Those details will be present. And sometimes it's not until we look over it, hindsight is 20/20. Sometimes it's not until we look back over it that we realize it had to happen that exact way at that exact time, because those details needed to be in line for what I needed. Because I believe when you get a blessing, it's not just for one thing. It doesn't just tackle one portion of your life. It doesn't just tackle one goal you have. I believe that as time goes on, you see it's multi-layered. It's like a good rhyme. When you listen to a good rap song, and I love hip hop, okay? When you listen to good lyrics, you hear one thing and you vibe off the one thing, whether it be the sound, whether it be the cadence, whether it be the specific words someone spoke. But then you listen again and you hear something else. You get a different message. You get another message. And then you realize that this line that someone says can be taken 2, 3, 4 different ways. For me, that deepens the love for those lyrics. That makes that song mean much more to me, that this could have been taken this way, that way, the other. I love stuff like that. And I feel like that's how the blessing makes me feel, that there's layers to it. It's not just boom, there it is. There's layers, there's levels to the blessing. To that one blessing, there's levels to it. It's going to keep releasing stuff into your life. So don't rush it. Don't rush it. Don't jump on a thing that you're unsure because you're like, it really ain't what I'm looking for, but it's kind of like sort of, and I just need to get out of here. Hold on a second. Hold on. It's on its way. It's not that far. Trust, it's on its way. Just keep putting in the work. Keep putting it out there. Keep making it plain, being specific. What would be ideal to you? Think on what is ideal. Think on the ideal situation. Speak on the ideal situation. Put it in your prayers. Put it in your meditation. Put it on paper. Keep doing it. It's coming. It's coming. And when you receive it, you will know through all the details why that thing at that time was finally yours. You will know. Well, that's my bit for today. I hope you've gotten some motivation. I love to share my life. I love to share your life. If you want to reach out to me, have any kind of discussion, talk about anything I've talked about here, you can reach out to me on Twitter at PWrites, as well as Instagram at PWrites. You can follow my book page, which is Pascient Books. That's P.ASHENT Books. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. If you want to pick up any of my work, my novel In Her Makeup is available on both Amazon Books as well as Kindle. Long Neck Bottles is available on Amazon Books, Kindle, and Audible. In Her Makeup is actually coming to Audible very, very soon. So be patient with me. If you're someone who likes to listen to your books, I'm coming for you. I'm coming. Soiled Sheets, which is part 1 of the Davenport series, that is available on Amazon Books as well as Kindle. Please let me know what you think of the work. Give it a read. It's free on, all my stuff is free on Kindle Unlimited. So definitely, if you have Kindle Unlimited, download all my stuff, yo. Read all my stuff. And please don't forget to give me a review. However you feel, honest reviews are welcome. It helps me grow as a writer. It helps me grow as a person because it toughens my skin. If you don't have a lot of positive things to say, it's okay. Sometimes I need those things to toughen my skin, as long as they're honest. Don't just try to hurt me, because that's just me. Anyhow, I thank you so much for joining me and giving me your time. If there's anything that you'd like to talk about, again, reach out to me on Twitter at PWrites, on Instagram at PWrites. I would love to hear from you. Until the next time when we can exchange power. Peace.